For the longest time, I've had like a chronic ache. I've had chronic backache in my upper back. It's more like my upper back, shoulder, like behind my shoulder. And as I said, I've had it for the absolute longest time. I can't tell you how long I've had it, right? And it's like a chronic ache and like a chronic pain, but it's not a pain like, for example, a headache pain or like if somebody pinches you type of pain or a throbbing pain. It's not that type of a pain, but it's more like a pain, but it's more of an aching type of pain. That's been all along my upper shoulder, back shoulder. As I said, I've had it for the longest time, yeah, and I'm just repeating myself now. But basically, yeah, so many years ago, I went to a chiropractor. I don't know, I can never say the word. I don't know if chiropractor, chiropractitioner. I went to a chiropractitioner who did some x rays on me, and he said that it looks to him, he said what it is, it's actually the bones in my neck. And he said it looks as if I maybe had some sort of whiplash accident or something like this. And I think at the time I don't even know what the word whiplash meant, so I had to go and look it up in the dictionary. Hello, Jen. And I realised what it meant was like sometimes if you're in the car and you've got a seatbelt across you and your head might kind of make like a jerking movement very suddenly, and it's like knocked all the bones out of alignment in that area. He said that's what it looks like to him. But personally, I've never had any kind of accident like that or anything like that. So I actually put it down to the fact that when I was very little, I can't remember how old I was, maybe 3 or 4. I think I fell down the stairs at our house, and I remember tumbling forward, and I was okay. Obviously, you can see, look, I'm still alive. Look, you see, right? Yeah, I still made it to. I'm in my mid 40s now, so I made it to this day. Yeah, it wasn't too serious, but according to what this show practitioner said, that really and truly is the only thing that I can think would have caused something like that. As well as, when I used to go to school, and and you have to carry your school bag across your shoulder, and I remember over time, like just feeling like that pressure, on this side of my shoulder. So I was thinking maybe it's a combination of the two things. Yeah. Um, and just, yeah, like over time, just like natural, wear and tear. So what it feels like is, if you've ever heard of knots, when your muscles can knot. So say for example, this is like your muscle. That's how your muscle is supposed to be. Yeah, flat. But that's what it feels like, as if my muscles have all knotted up in that area. Instead of being like this, it's like something's happened where they're like knots, like this, tight. And that's what's causing this ache. So at the time, that show practitioner, he said he can sort it out if I go along, have about a course of 6 treatments, and each treatment will be about £25, he said, per treatment over 6 weeks. And I don't know what my issue is. I just can never even seem to just gather any money, like substantial amounts of money together. So I don't know what is going on in that situation. But basically, from then till now, I never went back. I only had that one consultation with him, and so because of that, every now and again, and it's not something I recommend. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, if you've got serious like neck problems, or problems with your head or your brain, yeah, obviously go to the doctor, yeah, and sort it out. This is not something I would like recommend. Like, I'm a personal trainer, level 3 qualified, but it's not something I recommend. But it is something I do myself, which is sometimes I'm like how to say, I'm basically trying to self-manage the situation myself by like stretching my shoulder and my back like this. You know, I went to see a physiotherapist, and sometimes they give you these bands, you know, which you tie on the door or door handle or piece of furniture, and you like do these stretch movements. So yeah, so sometimes I'm doing those kind of stretch movements to try and loosen the knots in my back. And with that, sometimes I can feel it loosening here in my neck, and sometimes I'm like stretching like this, my neck, and sometimes I can hear it, you know, going clunk, 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 back into place. Yeah, over time, because it's not just like one knot, for example. It's, you know, I can feel it kind of over time, just kind of gradually loosening up like this, you know. So we've been on the Easter holiday. It's been Easter holiday for the last 2 weeks. And prior to the Easter holiday, so 3 weeks ago, I don't know what happened to me. Basically, I've been sleeping all half of this holiday. I've been sleeping most days of the holiday. Something's literally knocked me out. Basically, 3 weeks ago, the week before the 2 weeks holiday, I don't know what happened the Monday, but I had something to do on the Monday. I had an appointment or something. And then on the Tuesday, I'll go along to my counselling course. I'm doing counselling level 2 course. Then on the Wednesday, I started a new job. And on Thursday, I went to my new job. And on Friday was my day off. I was planning to go somewhere. I don't know what happened, but I was getting crazy food cravings. Just, I couldn't stop thinking about food and eating. And the thing is, I just wanted to eat food. That's stuff that I don't ever really usually ever eat or crave. It's just not even something I eat. But for some reason, I just had a craving for this type of food. And I spent the day basically binge eating on this food substance. And come the evening time, I don't know what happened to me, but I just zonked off. And the whole weekend, seriously, the other thing is, right, with my health, right, I'm coming to terms with, I think I've always, yeah, since I've been young, right, I think I have this thing called CFS, yeah, chronic fatigue syndrome, because I'm just always tired. And no matter what I do, I'm just always, even if I take all my iron tablets and take loads of vitamins and eat loads of green vegetables, and, you know, if I get enough rest, I'm just always, like, tired. And so, but also, I'm a female, and when I have, like, you know, my PMS, you know, my menstrual time, it knackers me out as well. And with that, with just always being tired, and with my PMS as well, yeah, it makes me sometimes. I'm quite a cheerful person, quite a cheerful, quite hopeful, quite optimistic person. But with this tiredness that I have, I'm just. It makes me cranky, and it makes me irritable. And so the thing is that I have these different types of crankiness and irritableness. So I know myself that you know, sometimes I'm feeling irritable, yeah, due to tiredness. But the thing is, what happened, yeah, that weekend, sometimes I get really tired. But this particular weekend, I don't know what happened, yeah, but it was literally like you know, when you have a light switch, it was like the switch in my head. It's like somebody just switched the button and turned it off. And my brain just went, my brain just like went to sleep for the whole week. It's like my brain just went, it's literally like, it wasn't just a normal tiredness. It's literally like somebody just switched my brain off, like onto off mode or something. Right? And the whole weekend, the following week, I just kept questioning, like, I don't know what is wrong with me. Because this is not, there's tiredness, there's sleepiness, there's drowsiness, and this is a different type of sleepy tiredness altogether. I haven't experienced this type of sleepiness where literally it feels like someone's just switched off my brain. But yeah, that weekend on the Friday, I was doing stretching my neck, yeah, and I heard clonk, 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 right, and I felt something go back into place. I was like, oh, I can feel that, like it feels more like elasticated. Like, yeah, I think it's finally working. And all my side here, I could feel, because this happens sometimes, but this was the most, I haven't felt it this strong, where I could feel all down my side, my nerves were pulsating, and I could feel my blood and the oxygen like pulsating in my body, yeah, like this. So whatever these trapped nerves, these knots situations going on in my back, I think it's like causing like my circulation, to get like trapped, like have a blockage. And whatever I did, I released it. It's like I released all that oxygen and that blood because I could literally feel it pulsating all in my side here. And I honestly think because of that extra blood and that extra oxygen going to my brain, I literally think that was the cause of this extreme tiredness that I had, this extreme sleepiness that literally felt like my brain just switched off, yeah, for the whole week. I was so tired. Literally the whole week I was so tired. Not tired, like, when you say the word tired or you hear somebody say I'm tired, there's different types of tired. The person's just telling you the tip of the iceberg of what they're trying to convey to you. So it wasn't even, and there's not enough words in the English dictionary, to explain like the vast array of different types of ways of feeling to different spectrums, of just one type of feeling. So for example, it wasn't like tiredness, it was more like a sleepy drowsiness. But yeah, it was almost as if I caused my own minor like concussion or something. This is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I do get worried sometimes. Like I'm obviously, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not something I recommend, and obviously, like I'm very much in touch with my body. I understand my body, so I know myself what I'm doing, what's good for me, what's not good for me, what I should be doing, what I should do, and what I shouldn't do. But it's almost as if, yeah, I think what happened is like this situation, I caused some sort of minuscule miniature version of like some concussion, which made it's like I knocked myself out, right? By putting my bones back into place, it's like it knocked my brain out, right? And I think this is why I just, for the whole week, I just felt knocked out. But basically, I'm doing this video, right, to say to you people, right, very much, it's a very good thing to get in touch with your own body, to know and understand yourself, and know and understand your own body and what is going on in your own body. And I've come to this conclusion because many years ago, I've grown up. I'm a godly person, right? Before anyone, I put my trust in God. Okay, I'm very close. I have a very close relationship with God in this way, and through my relationship with God, it brings me a lot of inner peace. And I've always had this very deep inner peace. No matter what I'm going through, even if my emotions are very down, very up, very down, I always have this very inner knowing and this inner peace that I know myself. It comes from God. It's a godly peace. It doesn't come from the world. Okay. But I would say for about, I don't know, the longest time, more than 10 years, maybe 15 years, maybe a bit longer, this, I've missed having this inner peace that I have deep down in my soul. And without having this inner peace that I know is a godly peace, I know it's God-given, it's part of the Holy Spirit. Without that, it's created within me this agitation. I have this constant agitation, irritable feeling. And I know, as I said, I have this thing where I'm always tired. And with this tiredness, it creates this crankiness in me and this irritableness in me. I always have this irritableness in me, but I know it's because I'm always frigging tired, right? And I can't, no matter how much sleep I have, I always feel like I just could do more sleep. But I know myself, this agitated feeling that I've been experiencing, it's not related to my PMS or this constant fatigue syndrome that I have. It's not related to that. It's a different type of agitated spirit. It's like a spirit, that's within me. It's like agitation, irritableness. And how I just knocked myself out, for the past 2 weeks, I've just been in this sleepy drowsiness, right? That inner peace that I used to experience many years ago, it's almost, you know what happened? It's like my brain, right? We have so much mental chatter, right? And overthinking, right? A lot of us have this today. A lot of us suffer from this today, and a lot of it is because of social media. It does this to our brains. It gives us so much mental chatter, so much overthinking. It's like your brain can't shut the F up. And that creates this agitation. And I don't know what happened, but ever since that clunk, I knocked myself out, right? I've been so sleepy, drowsy. But it's almost as if it's sleep, that I've needed, right, for the longest time, right? And what happened is that mental chatter, that overthinking that is always there, that creates this irritated feeling, agitation that's always there due to crankiness, due to tiredness. It's like it's just swept away. It's like it's just gone to the point where even myself, I'm like, it's almost like, oh yeah, it's like I'm remembering myself, I'm feeling like, oh yeah, I'm remembering now that peace and that quiet that I used to feel in my head. I haven't had that peace, that level of peace and quiet in my head for the longest time, right? And it's such a nice feeling. I know it's from God, because only God can give you this. It's from the Holy Spirit, right? Only the Holy Spirit can give you that peacefulness, in your mind and in your heart, right? And in your soul. It doesn't come from the world. It doesn't come from any person. No person in this world can give you this type of peacefulness. So and that's exactly what it's like. It's like myself coming back to me. That relaxation, that peace of mind, that quiet stillness of my soul, right? It's come back to me, right? Before the world went mad, right? Before we all went off at rockers with social media, right? Before social media sent us all crazy, it's like I remembered who I was. I remembered this feeling, and it's such a beautiful feeling. So I came to this conclusion, which is why I decided to come on social media and talk about it to you guys. That basically, because it gave me a revelation that sometimes, obviously, every situation is different, and I always have to do, if I'm talking about anything medical, obviously, I have to do a disclosure, yeah, to say I'm not a professional doctor, okay, I'm not a medical professional, okay, and if you're having any serious issues, obviously, with your brain or even with your head or anything with your emotions, anything you're going through mentally or whatever, physically, obviously, you need to seek out a professional doctor, okay? I have to, first of all, give that disclosure, yeah? But my conclusion, yeah, my revelation, my realization is sometimes if you're having emotional disturbance, right, if you're having any type of disturbance, yeah, either depression of the mind or anxiety, your mental disturbance in this type of way, agitation, chronic fatigue syndrome, excessive tiredness, all of this. Obviously, get yourself checked out at the doctor. Obviously, sort out your nutrition, get a healthy, balanced lifestyle, diet and exercise and all of that, and see a doctor. But after you've done all of that, right, I'm saying it's something else to consider, okay? Get your brain, right, checked out. Think about it, right? You may have, you might yourself, right? You might have a very minuscule neck injury or a brain injury or a head injury, right? And it's probably something so minuscule, so minor, that's gone undetected. You're probably not aware of it yourself, right? But I'm doing this video to say, right, get in touch with yourself, right? And get in touch with your body, right? Because what I've realized, I think this additional agitation feeling that I've had for the longest time, I really think has been related to this, my neck, yeah, and the muscles, right, in my back shoulder. Somehow they've been out of alignment. And I honestly think, from how I've been feeling the last 3 weeks, I've come to realize a lot of my emotional disturbance and this constant mental chatter and overthinking that I've been experiencing has been due to this extreme minor neck issue that I've been having for the longest time. Because I can't explain, I can't get across to you just the mental clarity that I've had and how nice it's been. So yeah, this is the conclusion of my video, right? If you're having like this mental chatter where your mind can't shut up, right? Or you're having this excessive overthinking, or you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling tired all the time, just don't overlook minor things that are going on in your body, because that may be actually the underlying cause. Minor things that are going on in your body, and try to get it sorted out. You may be having like gut issues, and it's just something that's there that's niggling away. That's what it's been like. Yeah, it's like a niggling ache, right? That's just been niggling away, right, at my contentment and my contentedness. So if there's anything that's in your body, yeah, that's just, it's not at the forefront of your mind, but it's just there, yeah, niggling away, yeah, in the background. Try and get it sorted, right? Try and get it seen to, because you don't know how just sorting out that one minor thing in your physicality is gonna over exacerbate. It's gonna be over beneficial for you in other areas of your life, in like your emotional health and your mental health and your spiritual health. So that is my video for this right now. Shall I continue? I usually like to have a break before I carry on, because basically I was on Facebook the other day, as you do, scrolling through social media. I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw this advertisement popped up on my feed, as it does, about a public speaking event that's happening in London in 2 weeks. And I was considering to go. I was thinking about it. It said in the advert, come along to this event. They're going to have masterclasses in public speaking and branding and getting your entrepreneurship off the ground. If you're a coach and all of this, they're going to be teaching you about how to be a better public speaker and how to get your branding great and how to get more clients, all of this. And it said, there's going to be top public speakers, famous ones. And it said, we're actually going to be giving you the opportunity, the chance to take the stage and showcase, your public speaking, mentorship, coaching, whatever you do, to secure yourself more clients and all of this. And I started thinking about this. I was like, you know what? Should I just go along to that event and just see if I can get a spot on the stage? And I was thinking, if I was to do that, I don't have a clue what on earth I would even talk about. I was really thinking, if I was to showcase myself right now as a public speaker, I really wouldn't have a clue, what to talk about as a coach, as a mentor or something like this. Because I've said in many of my videos, I've done my degree in performing arts, and I used to be like all this performing arts buff and all of this, wanting to sing and dance and act and do drama and all this sort of stuff. So I should be really like top of my game right now. I should be really like a pro right now. I should be the one setting the standard right now. But in all honesty, like I haven't done anything like publicly, like performance wise, in the longest time. I mean, you see me on here on social media. I do social media, but it's, to me, social media is not the same as doing something publicly, doing like a public performance live, in front of like a live studio audience, whatever you want to call it. So I've not done anything like that really for the longest time. And I've been having a real dilemma actually for the longest time as well, because basically I really I used to want to perform and all of this, and I don't know what happened actually. I just felt after a while I just was feeling like, you know what, I'm not getting any type of reception that for me to continue in this thing longevity wise. I'm just feeling really that people don't really like me. Like, first of all, right, if you're gonna if you're gonna become a star, if you're gonna become famous anyway, or if you're gonna have longevity as a performance artist, then first of all, people have to like you. At least some people have to like what you do and what you have to offer. And I've just been feeling for the longest time like, people don't really like me, and just been feeling like, social media's just been trying to turn me into some type of joke, into some type of clown. So that's just really affected like my confidence and my self-esteem in this type of manner, in terms of like performing, like publicly and whatever else. And also, I don't really consider myself like a performer, any type of performer or anything like, because I've not done anything like that for so long. Yeah. And I've been really, to be honest, the other night I went out and I was watching some local artists performing. It was really, I gave them a good hand. I thought, they really impressed me actually. I was thinking I was going to come here and not even really just enjoy this event, but I actually ended up thinking a lot of the acts, I was really very impressed with a lot of the acts actually, more so than I thought I would be actually. And so I've just been really feeling like, just being really despondent about my own. I don't feel like I've got any real talent. I don't even know what I really have to offer, what I have to share. Being a performance public figure, it's all about inspiring other people, and I really don't even know what I have to say or what I have to give to inspire to others. It's just, I've been really just like suffering very badly really in like my self-esteem and my confidence, and just knowing myself and understanding myself and understanding basically what is it that I have to offer. And I've just been really feeling like actually I don't really I don't have anything really substantial really to offer, or to give, So yeah. So I've been feeling a lot like that. So when I saw this advert for this public speaking event, it got me really thinking. I was really like, yeah, if I was to go on that stage and say my public speech, what on earth would I begin with? What on earth would I talk about? Like, I'm not a comedian. Yeah, I really don't know what I would say like this. So I thought, you know what? I said, this is something for me to work on. I'm gonna actually sit down and like work on my public speech. If I was to go along to that event, yeah, I have to prepare something. Like, so for example, if you're a singer, right, you have to have some kind of repertoire, so that if you just called up on the spot like that, at least you have a repertoire. At least you have some idea of what you're gonna sing or what you're gonna do, yeah, on impromptu, yeah. So I thought, you know what, it's a good idea for me to prepare something. So yeah, so then basically I started writing something, yeah. I started preparing like my speech. But like halfway through, right, I really didn't like it. Because basically this is my issue, right? That I started it and then I always do this, right? Where I'll just go through this list, yeah, of things that I've done. Like when I was this age, I done this. And then after that I did this. Then after that I did this, right? Then I did this, right? And actually it's really hard for me, right, to really open up, right, and be vulnerable and talk about weaknesses, to talk about my failures, things that I feel like I've failed at in life, things that I feel vulnerable about, um, you know, relationships that I put my heart in that went wrong, didn't go the way I thought it was gonna. It's really, really it's really hard for me to come online, yeah, and talk about these things, yeah, like to be very open, yeah, and vulnerable. And then not only is it hard, but I don't have any need really to do that. So that's the other thing, like, I would question myself and say, well, why do I want to do that anyway? Why do I want to just volunteer, yeah, this information to just be out there in the public domain? Like, I don't need to do that. I don't have any reason, to make myself vulnerable, and open up, and talk about these things, like, and just put it out there on a platform, on like a public domain. There's no real need for me to do that. But what I'm finding is that even in just preparing, yeah, my public speech, yeah, while I was preparing, yeah, it's really easy for me to be like, on function mode and to be like, yeah, I did this, yeah, I've done that, yeah. But then when it's time for me to really get real, yeah, and talk about like, things that have gone on in my life, like real, like my relationships and stuff, I always create my own block, my own barrier. And but talking now about it, that's maybe just what I do in generally, like in my creative ventures as well. Because I've never really fully pursued something to the very end, like until I've actually, maybe you know what it is. I think actually, as fearful as I maybe am of failure, I'm probably just one of those people who's actually equally, if not more, fearful of my own success. Like, what if I actually was successful and achieved, all these mad things that I've got going on in my head? I think I'm actually scared, of my own, to put myself out there and to actually do that. I think that's actually what's going on with me. Yeah, but I always come to this barrier, right? So, and then this leads to like these perfectionist tendencies that I have. I've got these like performative perfectionist tendencies, because then what I'll do is I'll get to that point where I'm causing my own emotional block, right? And then what'll happen is I'll be like, you know what, I don't quite like that. I don't like the way I've put that together. And then what I'll do is I'll keep going over it then, and then I'll be like, do you know what, just scrap that one and let's do this instead. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take this strategy and this approach instead. Yeah. And basically, as I'm talking now, I think that's just a recurring procrastination technique that I do myself in order to procrastinate and delay. Like I'm doing it right now. You see that? I'm taking a complete tangent, coming right off the topic, yeah, in order to procrastinate and delay. In fact, what I really want to talk about. You see, I'm doing it now, even. So, on that note, yeah, I'm going to come off this and I'm going to come off this live. And I don't know if I'm going to do part 2 in about 10 minutes, or I might leave it for now. And I think I might come on back tomorrow, yeah, and talk about what I was really going to talk about. So, yeah, because there's a few things I need to tweak anyway. What I've written, I want to upload it, yeah, but I need to kind of tweak it anyway. There's parts that there's gaps that I need to fill in anyway. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that, work on it a bit, and then come back tomorrow and continue where I left off. So, but thanks for joining in, anybody who's joined, and thanks for the likes. Thanks for leaving any likes. And it would be really nice to get some gifts as well. But thanks for joining in, people, and thanks for listening. And I'll see you tomorrow, most likely. Bye-bye. Bye for now. I'm coming off here now. Bye-bye for now.